Hey y'all, welcome to day 5 of the 1 month challenge to post as much finance content and study as much of it as possible. So today we are talking about a DCF, or a discounted cash flow analysis. This is one of the most important topics. You know those like annoying finance bros that go like, I'm at this party and none of the people who know what a DCF is? Well, I'm here to save you today.
Honestly, never thought this day would come where I actually style my hair. I just washed and conditioned it. It's still like dripping wet, as you can see. We're gonna style my hair today. So it turns out I don't have any hairspray. That looks okay. I want it to have a little bit more volume, but I actually have no idea how. Okay, this part is hanging out. Nice.
Also, sorry about yesterday. I got very tired. The grind is still on. I just took Christmas off to not post. Today I'm not going to be using any notes. I'm just going to go off of my present knowledge. I wanted to get some fresh air, so enjoy this more vlog style of a journal entry today. Alright, without further ado, let's get into day 5 DCF cash flow analysis. It's raining, but we don't stop. So the whole thing surrounding a DCF cash flow analysis is this principal time value of money. The dollar today is worth more than $1 tomorrow, right? You would rather have $1 today because you can earn an interest on that. So if you get money earlier, it's more valuable, which is why we need to discount any money that we get into the future so that we can find out what the value of that money is in today's terms. The reason why we talk about this discounted cash flow is because we want to find out what that interest is, right? And this interest rate is called a discount rate, where the minimum rate of return is for you to be able to make this investment. So what that relates to is what's called a cost of capital, right? How much money are you investing to be able to cover that cost of investing to, for example, pay off the interest to like your creditors. So note the two key terms, discount rate and cost of capital. Sorry guys, had to try the new outfit. So there's two things to note. Cost of capital is basically like the minimum rate of return to make sure that the investment is worthwhile, whereas the discount rate is the rate at which you assume the interest rate exists, and then you discount the cash flows into the present to see how much they would be worth given that you can invest it at the discount rate. So cost of capital is to see like what is worth it, which is like already a given number, to see like how much your investment needs to be, whereas discount rate is just like a fantastical arbitrary rate that you make up to find out how much your money would be worth in today's terms. So that means that there's this new formula that you have to remember, which is P equals to F divided by 1 plus R to the power of N. Sorry, I just thought that deer is pretty cool. Anyways, back to the formula. The present value equals to the future value divided by 1 plus the rate, or the cost of capital, or discount rate, whatever that is, to the power of n, number of years. So for example, if the rate was a 10% rate and we had 2 years, then that would be present value equals to the future value divided by 1.1 to the power of 2, which is just 1.21. So you take whatever future value and divide that by 1.21 is what that means, right? You're discounting it by the rate in the future by dividing it out. If you think of like an interest rate function that you get at the bank, you basically take the compounding interest formula, right? You take P multiplied by 1 plus the rate of return to the power of whatever like number of periods there are, and then that gives you like your future amount of money, right? But instead of going into the future, you're discounting it back, if that makes sense. So know that formula. Just understand that $100 today is worth $100 today, right? But given the example earlier, if there's a 10% rate of return, or like a 10% interest rate for 2 years, right, then it's going to be worth $121 within the next 2 years. So what does that mean? That means that when you put out $100, right, you lose $100 of your cash flow. So for that $100 to be worth it, you need to get at least $121 of cash flow back in the next 2 years to make sure that the investment is worth it. So in other words, a DCF model is one of the ways we value a company to find out the intrinsic value of the company. You discount the future value and you discount it to the present and you net out the cash flows in order to find out what the company would be worth today. Sorry guys, I just have to show you this. I'm in the fitting room, right? And I was trying something on. Turns out you can like change the music volume. That is so cool. You can even like, you can turn the lighting too. Like it's orange now. I don't know, I just find that super cool, so I had to show you. You can like turn the lights down. That is so darn cool. I didn't know this existed. I like religiously never go shopping, so I don't know these things exist. That's really cool. So let's say we invest and the cost of the investment is $3,000. The lifetime of the investment is 4 years, and the salvage value, or like the amount of money that we can sell the investment for at the end of the 4 years is, let's say, $0. The increase in annual cash flows is going to be $1,000 per year. Interest rate, or like the discounted rate, is going to be 10%. So how do we look at that? In year 0, right, at the start, we're going to be down $3,000 in cash, right, because we paid $3,000 to invest. In year 1, the future value is going to be $1,000, right? So $1,000 because we saved $1,000 with that investment, or like the annual increase in cash flows is $1,000. So what is the present value of this $1,000? Well, you have to use the formula, right? The future value is 1,000 divided by 1 plus 10%, which is 0.1 to the power of 1. After discounting that, you find out that the present value of this cash flow is $909.09. Cool. Moving on to year 2 then, we also get an annual increase in cash flows. This time, however, we're doing 1,000 divided by 1 plus 0.1 to the power of 2, because it's year 2. And after discounting that, you then get $826.45. You repeat the same thing for year 3, which then gives you $751.31 by using the formula. I'll post that on the screen. And year 4, you get $683.01. And after adding up all of these cash flows, you get a net present value of $169.87. Not only to cover the $3,000 that you used in the present to purchase the investment, but you also have a net return of $169.89. So because the net present value is positive, because the future cash flows, you've discounted it back to the present, is greater than the investment that you had in the present, then this project is something that you should pursue. And that is a very basic model of how you do net present value for discounted cash flows formula. It's very foggy out right now. I hope that was helpful on DCFs. This was, what was it, day 5? Yeah, I took a break. So it's day 5, December 26th. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's very foggy, so I'm gonna go home and make sure this video is edited, hopefully before tomorrow. Good night, happy learning DCFs, and see you tomorrow for day 6.